6 months after telling the world I am Iron Man, Tony Stark has privatized world peace. He's a global celebrity, a rock star superhero, and he's relaunched his father's Stark Expo, a massive showcase of technology and innovation. Everything seems perfect, right? Well, not exactly. The US government is breathing down his neck, demanding he hand over the Iron Man suit, claiming it's a weapon of mass destruction. Senator Stern and rival weapons manufacturer Justin Hammer are leading the charge, but Tony, in his typical fashion, brushes them off, declaring the suit is basically a high-tech prosthetic and inseparable from him. But while Tony is soaking up the limelight, a storm is brewing halfway across the world in Russia. A man named Ivan Vanko is watching Tony's press conference with a burning hatred. His father, Anton Vanko, was Howard Stark's former partner, but they had a falling out over the arc reactor technology, leading to Anton's disgrace and deportation. Now, with his father gone, Ivan is driven by one thing: revenge. Using his father's old blueprints, he builds his own miniature arc reactor and a pair of terrifying electrified whips. Whiplash is born. Tony, feeling a little reckless and bored, decides to spontaneously replace his driver in the Monaco historic Grand Prix. He's zipping around the track when suddenly chaos erupts. Ivan Vanko, dressed in a harness powered by his homemade arc reactor, calmly walks onto the racetrack. He unleashes his energy whips, tearing through race cars like they're paper. Security is useless against him. It's a terrifying public attack aimed directly at Tony Stark. Panicked, Happy and Pepper rush onto the track with the football, a briefcase containing a portable Iron Man suit. In one of the coolest transformations ever, Tony suits up in the middle of the carnage. The first fight between Iron Man and Whiplash is brutal and messy. Tony manages to defeat him, but the damage is done. The world has just seen that Iron Man is not invincible, and his technology can be replicated. While Vanko is imprisoned in Monaco, he gets an unexpected visitor, Justin Hammer. Hammer, desperate to one-up Tony Stark, sees Vanko as his golden ticket. He fakes Vanko's death, breaks him out of prison, and brings him to America. Hammer wants Vanko to build him an army of Iron Man-style suits, but Vanko has his own agenda. He agrees, but instead of suits, he starts designing a fleet of advanced combat drones, all while secretly plotting his ultimate revenge on Stark. Meanwhile, Tony is dealing with a much more personal and deadly problem. The palladium core in his chest arc reactor, the very thing keeping him alive, is slowly poisoning his blood. He's running out of time and can't find a replacement element. Facing his own mortality, Tony starts spiraling. He becomes reckless, throws a wild birthday party at his Malibu mansion, and gets drunk while wearing the Iron Man suit, endangering his guests. This is the last straw for his best friend, Colonel James Rhodey Rhodes. Fed up with Tony's self-destructive behavior, Rhodey dons the Mark II armor from Tony's lab. What follows is a devastating house-trashing brawl between two friends in billion-dollar metal suits. Rhodey ultimately takes the Mark II suit and delivers it to the U.S. Air Force. Just when Tony hits rock bottom, Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., shows up, and he's not alone. Tony's new assistant, Natalie Rushman, reveals her true identity. She's Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, an elite S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who was sent to monitor him. Fury confines Tony to his house, but gives him a crucial piece of the puzzle, a trunk full of his father Howard's old research. Fury explains that Howard was a founding member of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that the original arc reactor was just a stepping stone to something much bigger. Delving into his father's old film reels and notebooks, Tony discovers a hidden message. Howard had discovered a new, stable element but lacked the technology to synthesize it. Using his own genius and a little inspiration from his dad, Tony builds a particle accelerator in his garage and successfully creates the new element. He fabricates a new triangular arc reactor, curing his palladium poisoning and giving his suit a massive power upgrade. He is back, better and stronger than ever. The climax arrives at the Stark Expo. Justin Hammer takes the stage to unveil his new army of hammer drones, along with a heavily armored suit piloted by Rhodey, now christened War Machine by the military. But it's all a trap. Vanko, who has been pulling the strings all along, hijacks the drones and War Machine's suit, turning them against Tony and the crowd. The expo erupts into a war zone. Iron Man flies in just in time to save the day. After a tense moment where Black Widow and Happy Hogan infiltrate Hammer Industries to reboot Rhodey's suit, Iron Man and War Machine are finally able to fight side by side. They take down the drone army in a spectacular display of teamwork and firepower. But the fight's not over. Vanko appears in his own massively upgraded Whiplash armor, more powerful than ever. The final showdown is an intense, coordinated battle, with the two heroes combining their repulsor blasts to finally defeat Vanko. In a last act of defiance, Vanko triggers the self-destruct sequence on his suit and all the defeated drones. But Iron Man manages to fly Pepper to safety just in the nick of time. In the aftermath, Tony and Rhodey are decorated as heroes. In a debriefing with Nick Fury, Tony is deemed too unstable for the Avengers initiative, but is offered a role as a consultant. The film ends with Tony and Pepper finally together, sharing a kiss, their future secured. But the Marvel Cinematic Universe was just getting started. A post-credit scene shows Agent Coulson in New Mexico, calling Nick Fury. He's found something in the desert, a powerful hammer. The journey to the Avengers was officially underway. Thank you so much for watching. What's your favorite part of Iron Man 2? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the MCU.